Good morning, everyone. This morning I received a very interesting question, and I think it's a repeat question. Oftentimes people ask this during Wealth Summit, in webinars, seminars, even on one-on-one consultation. This question keeps coming up. And I think it's confusing because it has a lot of like related parts to it. So that's what makes it really big, confusing. I'm going to try to break it down today and help everyone understand that. The question is related to gifts. When people give you money, and especially when that money is coming from international sources. Let's break it down. So let me read the question to you first. Good morning, Deepak. Hope this message finds you well. I need your expert advice on the following. My mother came here last month. My sister will be coming this month, and my father will be coming here next month. They each plan to bring $10,000 with them. Can they gift that money to me? Is there any limit on it, or loaning the money would be a better option? So let's break this down into different parts and then we'll try to understand that. Number one thing is I have to make some assumption. That's one of the advantage we have when we are doing one-on-one personal consultations because we get to understand client situation and give a little bit more specific answer. But because I don't have that opportunity, I wanted to make some guesses. My guess number one is you are a US resident or US citizen, and people who are coming to the United States are foreign nationals. So I'm going to base my answer on those, and I think that might be a situation for many people watching this video. So let's begin. Number one, if somebody's coming to the United States from a different country and they're carrying some currency with them, they need to check the rules for their local country. So in this case, let's say if these people are traveling from India, then you need to check what are the RBI guidelines for carrying foreign currency outside of India. That's the number one hurdle you have to cross. Last time I checked, regulations by RBI states that you can carry up to $3,000 USD in cash. So they cannot actually carry more than $3,000 in cash to begin with. If they get caught at the airport with more than $3,000, they can potentially run into some troubles, perhaps even miss their flight and other issues related to that. So you want now that 3,000 number might have changed since the last time I checked. So please double check it and make sure what are the new limits. But my guess is it's about $3,000. So if three people are traveling together, maybe 3,000, that's $9,000. But I think the way you stated it, they're coming separately. So they can still bring $9,000, but it will be in bunches of $3,000 each. That's number one. Number two, when somebody come into the United States, so when you arrive at the airport, you're allowed to have up to $10,000 in USD currency. So you see there's a big discrepancy between Indian laws that allows you to carry the currency and when you come to the United States and US allows you to enter the country with $10,000 in currency. So US laws are different. So US said, look, if you have up to $10,000, we don't care. But if you are carrying more than $10,000, and when I say more, maybe even $1 more. So if you have anything more than $10,000, then you are required to declare it. You have to file the form 6059B and FinCEN 5. You guys who are local residents, you might know, even if you're doing business or you're doing some transaction with somebody and they give you more than $10,000, you need to report that to FinCEN anyway. So there's that $10,000 limit keeps popping up. So you have those two requirements if you're carrying more than $10,000. So in this case, I would assume one way or the other, you're able to carry more than $3,000 in cash and came to the United States. And if you have less than $10,000, US doesn't care. But if you have anything more than that, you do need to declare it on 6059B and FinCEN 105. So far we good. I think we got that clarified. What are the limitations on bringing the money from India to US and what are the limitations at the airport to bring the cash. Now, remember, I'm talking about cash. There are other limitations for cashier's check, limitations for how much money you can send, what are the sources of funds and all that stuff. But I'm ignoring all that. I'm talking about small amount, less than $10,000 or around $10,000. Okay, so we got that done. Now, let's talk about the gifting part. So gifting part is also a little bit tricky because limitations on gift is based on donor. That means If I'm gifting money to my daughter, to my parents, to my family members, to my clients, anyone, then there's a limit that applies to me. But that limit does not apply to people receiving the money. So if you want to give me $50,000, that's okay. There are no limits on that. 100,000, that's okay. 500,000, that's okay. As long as your money is coming from legit sources, coming from a bank account, it's not like a black money that's going to get me in trouble, or coming from illegal activities, kind of makes a connection between me and that money, you know, then I'm okay. As long as it's legit money, it's white money, there's nothing illegal going on in the transaction, I am okay to receive money from somebody. So in your case, you're saying, look, they're going to give me each $10,000. So because you are a receiver, there are no limits on you. However, if you were to give the money to somebody else, then there are limits. For example, the limit for 2024 is $18,000. That means you can gift $18,000 to somebody. Your spouse can give $18,000 to the same person. That's how that can work out. But to receive the money, there are no limits. In matter of fact, you can receive as much as they're willing to give you. Shoot, you can give me gifts. That's not a problem either. So receiving the money is not an issue. Third question you ask is, what is better, taking the money or taking it as a loan? And I'm surprised you asked that question, because that would make me question, what is the purpose of taking that money? I mean, is that really a loan? Like, do you need to give that back? Does people have some interest? Like, you're starting some business. Are they partner in in your business? Or are they just lending you money, meaning you will be paying some sort of interest on that money to them? What is the purpose of the money? Because that's very critical in this case. If the purpose of the money is that you will return the money back to them, then yes, you should write a proper promissory note. They sign it, you set up an interest rate that is at least at the market rate, if not better, and you do the transaction as a loan. Sooner or later, you give that money back, and everything is good. But if there are no intent of giving that money back, it's a pure gift, then there is no reason for you to have a promissory note. It should be a straight up gift, transfer the money, or they give you cash, whatever, as long as it's less than $10,000. Like I said, anything more than $10,000, you run into that FinCEN requirement anyway. So I hope that clarifies some of these questions, because they are sort of like interlinked with each other. All right. If you have any more questions, you're always welcome to set up a consultation appointment with me, and I'll be happy to answer those questions in more detail. All right. Thank you.